Have you ever wondered if the lost city of Atlantis could be brought to life? The answer is yes, if you know how to use CGI to execute that. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom was released on 20th December this year, and it is filled with stunning visuals and a strong storyline. But what lies behind the screens of this incredible film? If you are wondering that, you're in luck. Today, we're exploring what Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom looks like behind the scene. Get ready for the secrets that brought this underwater fictional to life. So, grab your tridents and let's get started. To give you some context of the new story, in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, we find Arthur Curry, now the king of Atlantis, juggling life between land and sea. He's happily married to Mera, and they have a son, Arthur Jr. But trouble came knocking in his life when David Kane decided to take revenge for his father's death. And he got his hands on a dangerous black trident. This led to an environmental crisis as orichalcum reserves are compromised, causing havoc. And to stop the chaos, Arthur teams up with his half-brother Orm and finds out about the mysteries of an ancient Atlantean kingdom. Now let's move on to the behind-the-scenes fun. The filming of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom took place in various locations, creating a visually stunning backdrop for the movie. Warner Bros. Studios in Leavesden, London was used as a primary filming location, utilizing 5 stages, the studio backlot, and an external tank. The locations also included Saunton Sands beach in Devon, Piccadilly in London, and a volcanic island in the South Pacific. These brought variety to the film's surroundings. The production team also traveled to real-world places such as Hawaii, Los Angeles, New Jersey, and New Zealand. This approach helped in creating the film's expansive and immersive undersea world, which reflected the essence of both land and sea. If you have watched the first installment of Aquaman, you must remember the epic underwater fight scene of Jason Momoa. What you probably don't know is that sometimes superheroes also trip over while shooting these action scenes. Here you can witness Momoa, resplendent in his Atlantean armor, take a hilarious dip during a fight scene. The way he flounders is pure comedic gold. Even the dolphins in the background seem concerned about Momoa, but you know, he is a beast so he can handle that. Through its complex set designs, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom brings the fascinating underwater country of Atlantis to life. Atlantis has been the source of fascination for many people, and to bring it to life in such a manner was a job well done. The colors and the exotic landscapes in the film's production designs offering a visually striking setting for the Arthur's travels. The use of practical effects and innovative set construction adds authenticity to the underwater scenes, avoiding a look as extremely unrealistic. This scene is a pure gem for the fans of Game of Thrones. Directly from the set of The Seven Kingdoms to Conan O'Brien's show, Momoa tried to bring the Dothraki language to the real world, but faced a huge comedic failure. It turns out that even the fiercest call isn't safe from the slip of the tongue. As we can see, as he tries to say the dialogue "moon of my life," he stutters and it comes off more like moon of moof life. As hilarious as it gets, get ready for a knee-slapping laugh, because once you see Conan laugh, you will be roaring at this scene. The film's costumes are proof to craftsmanship. They bring the characters to life with unique and detailed designs. From Aquaman's iconic suit to Mera's royal attire, each costume reflects the characters' personalities and their place in the kingdom. The attention to detail in the costumes enhance the overall visual storytelling and will allow the audience to connect with the characters. When we watch the completed version of any movie on the big cinema screen, we are looking at a version that has gone through several stages of perfection. Even some of the most experienced stars sometimes forget their lines, and Momoa isn't any different. At the set of Fast X, saying, "They say when you are facing death," he forgets what his line was.
They say when you're facing death, I forgot the line.
Even his co-star starts smiling as Jason says he forgot what his line was. Filming underwater scenes obviously come with practical obstacles, and filmmakers have to come up with creative solutions. The aim is to be able to create scenes that look real, but basically are not real. So traditional filmmaking techniques were modified to meet the aquatic setting, ensuring the cast and crew's safety and comfort. Specialized equipment and cutting-edge technology were used to capture the actors' performances beneath the water's surface. Coordinating the movements of actors and capturing high-quality visuals in an underwater environment required careful planning and execution, but the production team successfully overcame these challenges, and the results are spot on. The final scenes look as if they were actually shot underwater, which is a very difficult level to achieve. The use of 100 cameras to capture performances and action scenes, applied to 3D versions of the actors, marked a significant advancement. The team really was determined to achieve what the director had envisioned. This scene is again from Aquaman, where we see Jason trying to give direction to the sharks, but turns out it is not very easy to control CGI sharks. You can look at Jason's face, he's giving it his all, but the sharks are like, "Dude, we are just a computer program, we don't understand dolphin." Maybe Momoa thought that he was a real Aquaman and that the sharks would listen to his command. Turns out, the CGI sharks had another plan. In Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, the filmmakers employed remarkable use of CGI in creating the underwater world of Atlantis and beyond. One of the most significant accomplishments of CGI in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is the creation of the underwater world with extreme details. Even the aquatic creatures to life, from colossal sea monsters to the inhabitants of Atlantis, with an amazing level of detail. Every underwater creature was a result of complex CGI work, creating creatures with lifelike movements and a level of realism that contributes to the film's overall experience. Beyond that, CGI was also helpful in making visually stunning effects throughout the movie, like the shiny displays of elemental powers and explosive moments. A main highlight of the CGI work in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is the resurrection of the megalodon. It was a combination of animation and CGI. This easily speaks for the capabilities of CGI in modern filmmaking. Now let's travel back to Westeros, where Khal Drogo stole our hearts. His assertiveness was really a question mark on the masculinity of nowadays, however. Even that beastly Khal had his goofy moments behind the scenes. Momo forgets his line and improvises with a dramatic arm sweep and a guttural yell. I don't know what he said, but I need subtitles for that epic grunt. Seriously though, you can tell he's having a blast, and it's infectious enough to make your belly hurt. When you see such a man with the size of a Hulk, you expect a hot demeanor. But turns out, Jason is truly a goofball and entertains everyone on the set with his quirky jokes and weird faces. This scene is from the time when Jason joined DC and was shooting for the Justice League. So as you can see, Ben Affleck's Batman is trying to deliver a dramatic line while Momo keeps making funny faces in the background. It is definitely a test of professionalism, where Batman has to stay serious while Momo is being his usual goofy. Affleck deserves an Oscar for keeping a straight face through that scene. Now let's look at some of the scenes that can show us exactly what we are talking about. But for those of you who haven't seen the movie yet, there are spoilers. A notable scene that heavily relied on CGI was the exploration of the lost kingdom of Nekris. As Aquaman and his half-brother Orm explore through this mysterious and ancient underwater world, the CGI comes to the forefront in depicting the architecture and magical elements of Nekris. The details of the collapsing kingdom, coupled with the visuals of Kordak's magic, showed the film's reliance on CGI to convey a sense of wonder and danger. And the most amazing thing is that the use of CGI is not obvious in your face. You must remember movies from the time when CGI was newly added to filmmaking, and the use was so clear that the movie lost its appeal altogether. But the team of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom was able to make the overall scene appear real-life with great accuracy. Next up, we venture into the world of sandstorms, where the toughest of creatures would forget about laughing. But not in the world where Momo exists. As in the movie Dune, under all the stress of political intrigue, Momo thought everyone could use a little giggle. In this scene, we can see that Momo is trying to deliver a motivational speech, but his beard keeps getting stuck in his mouth. Sometimes it feels like that beard is a whole different character, but hey, that's part of what makes Momo so endearing, right? In another scene from the movie Dune, Momo faces a challenge with his prosthetic hand. You can see that Momo is attempting a dramatic sword fight, but his prosthetic arm keeps falling off. Oh, the irony. The toughest warrior in the galaxy can't handle a fake arm. That's just pure blooper gold. Looking at the scene, it does not appear that Momo was trying to be funny here, but the fact, even at times when Momo is trying to be all professional and act for the sake of the camera, things around him do not let him be serious. Preparing for the intense action sequences and stunts in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom required dedicated training from the cast. Jason Momoa, reprising his role as Arthur Curry, or better known as Aquaman, underwent extreme physical conditioning to achieve the superhero's strength and agility. His training included a mix of weightlifting, cardio, and martial arts to ensure Momo was up to the challenge of the film's demanding physicality, as well as look like what Aquaman would look like. And it goes without saying that he did achieve that. But it was not just him. Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, portraying the villain Black Manta,
It's the Black Trident.
Also underwent specialized training to execute the character's combat scenes. He was trained through martial arts drills and stunt choreography to bring Black Manta's relentless pursuit of Aquaman to life convincingly. Director James Wan wanted the scenes to be authentic, especially the action sequences, which is why he emphasized practical stunts whenever possible. So the actors had to collaborate closely with the stunt team to execute complex moves perfectly. Next up, we have a hilarious moment from the shoot of the movie Baywatch. As ironic as it gets, Momo's Jason Momoa brought a touch of island swagger to the lifeguard team. However, no Baywatch blooper reel is complete without a good old slow-motion wipeout. As you can witness, Momo is running in slow motion along the beach, but he trips over a seashell and goes flying headfirst into the sand. What's even more hilarious than the giant's fall is the way he gets up with the sand all over his face in the iconic goofy face. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is an expansion of director James Wan's vision for the DC Extended Universe. Wan, who is known for his work in horror and fantasy, wanted to dive deeper into Aquaman's rich world building. Building on the foundation laid in the first movie, Wan introduced audiences to new underwater worlds, mythical artifacts, and ancient kingdoms. His vision was to basically make viewers feel that they are transported to the new worlds when they watch the movie. The exploration of Atlantis and its surrounding kingdoms was the central theme of the movie, allowing Wan to showcase both the beauty and danger present in these landscapes. In this sequel, he aimed to create an immersive experience, trying to push beyond the boundaries of underwater storytelling. The film explored not only the action-packed heroics, but also the complex relationships among characters like Arthur Curry, Orm, and Mera. He was able to capture the emotional element as well, making it more than just a fantasy land. The characters had depth to them, which provided more richness to the storyline. It's time you get some tissues, because I am sure after watching this scene your eyes are going to be all teary. So if you are ready, let's ride into the wild world of Frontier, where Momo plays Declan Harp, a ruthless fur trapper. You can see that Momo is trying to ride a horse, but the horse bucks him off and he lands in a mud puddle. I hope the mud didn't taste that mad, because honestly, I don't know what's funnier, the way he gets launched off the horse like a rag doll, or the fact that he comes up covered in mud and just starts laughing hysterically. Talk about embracing the moment. This is another blooper from the movie Frontier. By now, I am starting to believe that Momo most certainly has some sort of problem with nature. Here you can see Momo is trying to deliver a dramatic speech about loyalty, but he keeps getting interrupted by a squawking crow. This blooper of a crow repeatedly cawing in the middle of his intense monologue is just too perfect. Maybe the crow knows something about Momo's loyalty that we do not. Now, behind the scenes is also where actors reveal what they thought of the movie and the overall experience of being part of the team. So let's take a look at some of these opinions. Momo expressed his excitement about portraying Aquaman's everyday life, particularly the joy of showcasing Arthur as a father and husband.
I'm a husband and a father.
He also appreciated the script's personal touch, as it allowed viewers to witness the character in candid, relatable moments. The actor shed light on Black Manta's mission to rebuild his suit, portraying impressive new gadgets and vehicles, such as the Octobot. He also mentioned the character's internal struggle and obsessive nature, adding depth to Black Manta's motives. The actor also praised the film's scale and encouraged audiences to experience it on the big screen for maximum impact. In his interviews, Patrick Wilson discussed the dynamic nature of his character, Orm, highlighting that beneath the violence and anger lies a deep sense of love for his country and people. Wilson said that he was excited to return to his role and work with the cast, both new and old. He also hinted towards a more humane side to Orm in the sequel, which is a character who, despite being the antagonist, is integral to the film's humor and overall narrative. And at last, let's look at what the director of the movie has to say about it. Director James Wan shared that the film will explore the complex relationship between Arthur and Orm. He also acknowledged the relevance of exploring themes like global warming, connecting the superhero narrative to real-world issues. He also talked about the challenges of balancing visual effects with practical elements, ensuring a realistic feel despite the heightened superhero action. And finally, he talked about the collaborative process with Jason Momoa in shaping the character of Aquaman. Finally, let's go on a tour of the North Shore with Jason Momoa. This movie has a very important part in Momoa's life, as this film launched him to stardom. This coming-of-age story about a young surfer in Hawaii is full of heart, drama, and of course, some epic wipeouts. But we're here for the hilarious bloopers, and turns out Jason always believed in the concept that a little laugh doesn't hurt anyone.
You see? I told you.
In this behind the scenes, we can see Momoa attempting a gnarly surfing move, but ends up face planting into the water. Okay, that was rough. But hey, even the best surfers eat it sometimes, and the way he pops back up, sputtering and laughing, just shows his genuine love for the water and the sport. Plus, the way he embraces embarrassing moments tells that he is a good sport. What was your favorite behind-the-scene thing about Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom? Let us know in the comments down below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for future content related to film entertainment.